Oh, the elf girl. I guess we haven't talked to her yet. The elf in front of you is young, still an adolescent by the standards of their long-lived folk. A childish, carefree smile plays on her face, and her wandering eyes linger on you just a moment before darting off into the distance. Terrible scars cover her body, and a few of her fingers are missing. Oh, low-key? I mean, whatever. Crazy. Tell me about yourself.
Well, they call me Ember, and I used to live in River City. I walk with you. That's my story.
Because they burned you? Jesus. For real, for real?
I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove or Cricket or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine. And my mom was cross. She called me by a name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then I came to River City. The good people called me many funny names, like Ember or Torch or Smoky. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky 7 because of my fingers. She raises her hands, the middle finger on her right hand and her two smaller fingers on her left hand is missing. Sometimes called me Grilled Meat. Said I was stupid, but I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right. I am really silly, and they didn't mean to hurt me. I like Ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're gray and cold like stones, but warm on the inside. You can blow them away and they'll start a fire to help you survive a cold night. That's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. You want to know how I got these scars? Happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said all the good people were going to the world wound to heal it. He said the crusaders were the best people in the world and together we were going to win. But when we arrived at River City, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all just a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but took out his sword and scared them away. Kind Knight took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me away from the flames, he himself was burned so badly he died not long after. But I'm still alive. A few fingers missing, and my skin is funny. Lived in River City ever since. I never had my own house, but I had friends, and the demons came, and I met you, and you know what happened after that.
I like this lawful choice. That lynch mob. That's not how Fenir talks.
That lynch mob called themselves Crusaders? For shame.
I don't care about you or your dead dad. Jesus. All right.
Well, always call themselves pretty words, as if calling oneself a paladin or a commander is enough to stop you from poor frightened sinner. But there was one true knight there. The others came to their senses at last.
Are you an atheist, though?
Dad taught me to pray to Iomade. He said that she was a kind goddess, and she called the people to crusade against evil. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her. She did nothing to help us. Then one kind knight alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything. They're scared of everything. They hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible themselves. Gods listens to the praise. They become smug and arrogant. Begin to believe that they're better than us. But they're no better. They're just silly sinners like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods, different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they can hear me, but if they do, the knight who wanted to burn me, he's able to change his mind and do a good deed. If he can change, maybe Bahamut can too.
I don't know about that one, lady, but...
Child. Drive on the streets.
There are many good people in River City. When I sang for them in the street, they'd offer me coins or bread or sometimes even clothes. Shared everything with the other homeless. Showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. The demons destroyed River City. I looked for my friends and I found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. Knights are like gods, so self-important. Saving the world, after all. What do they care about the homeless?
Oh, okay. How you magic?
These tricks, I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma, but before that, his father's. I've never seen her myself. She's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me and a blanket in winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep, but when I open my eyes, no one's there. She even sent me Suit. Tells Suit how to do different tricks, and Suit teaches me. It appears that Ember doesn't know who exactly gives her these powers, but you can guess from her word that her patron is Andoletta, a powerful archon, one of the ethereal lords, also known as...
Yo, nobody cares. Nobody's here. That's huge. This girl is poggers beyond poggers. Grandmother Crow. So I had this character named Kyon Kulan. He was a character that we started Rise of the Rune Lords with, I think. We never, no. Yeah, so I never finished that game. A friend of mine, a buddy, Kandru, I think it was Kandru that was GMing, right? And I had this character named Kyon Kulan. He was a Tengu, and I looked up the Inferical Lords, and I looked up Grandmother Crow, and so he was a cleric of the Grandmother Crow, and he was a Tengu. He was a black, like, Tengu. And I loved that character to death. Oh, my God. That is so cool. That is so, so cool. We must protect her at all cost. Gamers, listen up! I don't care what happens to my whole goddamn party. She's not dying. Yeah, okay. You're my favorite. Grandmother Crow is so cool. Oh, man, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool, dude. Man, I need that. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to literally, like, clip that myself after stream. Well, maybe not after stream because I'm going to be tired, but yeah, okay.